Jarren Duran. Obviously, this guy was an MVP level player in 2024, 6.8 Fangraphs version wins above replacement, a 131 WRC plus. I guess had a down year in 2025, but was still had a 111 WRC plus, 3.9 Fangraphs version wins a replacement. Good defensive center fielder. For some reason, the Red Sox want to move him. I know they have a ton of outfielders, but man, he's a incredibly valuable player. I'll just cut right to the chase, Mike. It feels like the only way you would get Jarren Duran is if you part with Hunter Greene or maybe Chase Burns plus something else. Do you see another way of getting him?
No, it's very clear that the Red Sox are valuing him like that 6-win. I think he was 8 wins in Baseball Reference, in 2024. So they're valuing him as this player. And I think part of the reason that he's open for, being traded is just because of some of the friction that's happened within the organization. I think with him and the move from center to left, obviously they have a good defender there, but and it's just hard to trade somebody like a generational talent like a Hunter Greene or maybe even Chase Burns or Nick Lodolo, right? For somebody that has had a one peak year, basically one really good year, one very, very good year, but everything else has kind of been in the 2 to 3 win range, right? Defensively, he had 11 outs above average, I believe, in 2024. Regressed all the way back down to 2, was negative in all of his other seasons. So how much of this was just like something really clicked in 2024 and people get nervous about that. And, frankly, I'm nervous about that. I don't want to give up something for somebody. And then you paid for a season that you're never going to experience because, of, what he did in 2024. So to me, he's not worth that asking price. Maybe they'll come down from it. It's one of those things that I think they were willing to shop him because I think they might be able to get the best reasonable price for him and then feel good about the pieces they can plug in with Roman Anthony and all their young guys they have coming up. It's just like, I don't see how the Reds will, or frankly should, capitulate to the high asking price that the Red Sox are asking here.
I think if Jarren Duran had more years than he did, I think I might be a little bit more open to the idea of a Greene for Duran trade. But I mean, you would have Duran for 3 years. You currently have Greene for 4 years, so you have an extra year on Greene. It's wild though, Mike, and I know a lot of people hate this site, but this is the kind of thing that this site is the most valuable for, because Greene has a longer contract and there's dollars and stuff involved with that. They have Greene at a 76.1 million surplus value. They have Duran at 73.1. I mean, so they literally have them almost neck and neck. They have Burns at 53.5.
Wow.
So yeah, my gut says no, that's too much to give up for Duran for Greene. Chase Burns, it just seems like that would be very weird to kind of give up on him sort of that quick. I think I could be talked into that if you're not giving up too much more in addition to Burns, maybe. But Burns, I mean, you still have 6 years of control for Burns. So that's something factored into it. But I'll say this, and I'll pass it back to you if you have any other thoughts. I don't think I like the Greene for Duran deal, but I will say that would be a bold deal that it absolutely could be a win. It could absolutely be a trade you win if Greene doesn't prove to be healthy. Like with pitchers, if he has injuries over the next several years before he reaches for, like, just say the next 3-4 years with Hunter Greene are very injury riddled, that could be a great trade for you. But if it's not, and Hunter Greene is what we think he can be, and kind of what he's been the last 2 years, just healthy, it's hard to see any way that Duran matches that value.
Yeah. And one other thing about it too, this probably wouldn't factor into their trade if they were actually talking trade. The Reds start the season next year against the Red Sox at Great American Ballpark. How wild would that be?
Yeah.
The Red Sox may just say, "Hey, Hunter Greene, I know we got Garrett Crochet. Here you go. Go let it eat against your old team." That would be that'd be an interesting game to cover, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think my final thought is I don't love it. I don't despise it. I'm not going to be a guy that says that it would be the worst trade ever. Burn the franchise down. Fire Nick Kroll. I see how it could make sense, but
Yeah.
you would almost, in my opinion, be gambling against Hunter Greene's health. And I think if the Reds traded Hunter Greene for Duran, it's because they don't believe in his health.
Yeah.
That's what I would leave it at.
Yeah. That'd be tough to see. That would be really tough for me to stomach if that were the case.
But Duran would absolutely be a player that, even if he's the player we saw in 2025 and not 2024, would be a massive boost for the Reds offense, right?
In the corner outfit. Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Somebody that you could put in left field and it, has all kinds of speed you could put at the top of the lineup and would be definitely a plus to this team.